What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Jungle Cruise Easter egg video. This is the latest movie from Disney taking advantage of the hybrid release model, and I was incredibly excited for this movie, and it has been a bumper weekend for movies, with Suicide Squad coming out the same weekend as this in the UK, so it's been a good weekend. The movie itself is superb and a great combination of Indiana Jones and the Mummy, and a great holding movie until we get Indiana Jones 5, which I still have some trepidation towards. The Rock is also very different to his usual cut and paste roles, and Jack Whitehall and Emily Blunt had excellent chemistry, with Jack Whitehall being the standout here, and I really hope to see him more in big budget Hollywood movies because he knocked this out of the park. One criticism I would say is that, of course, we have in the movie him come out and mention that he didn't exactly prefer women. And my issue with that is that it was mentioned in one single scene that can be cut out for international audiences. And my problem with this whole thing, of course, we had it in Beauty and the Beast with the fur, and we also had it in a few other flicks as well, most notably the Star Wars sequels, where they had a few things like that, and they can just cut them out and they don't weave it into the narrative. Now, this movie is based on the legendary ride of the same name, which debuted in Disneyland in 1955. It's also a ride in Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom, also located in Adventureland as well. It's also where I rode this amazing ride in Florida. I was nervous as I had just gone on Jaws the ride the day before as a 7-year-old, and I was absolutely petrified. And then I followed that up with, yes, alien encounter. The movie opens with Spanish conquistadors searching for the tears of the moon, the petals of a mythical tree that can cure any ailment. Now, Don Aquir, who I probably have butchered the name, was looking for this to save his daughter who was dying. His name is actually a reference to the explorer of the same name who spent time in Peru and was also searching for El Dorado, the famed city of gold. However, he, his party, and Francisco, who was actually The Rock's character in a pretty neat twist, succumbed to their fate as they searched for the Tree of Life. Yes, the same Tree of Life from Disney's Animal Kingdom, which is kind of like a huge attraction there. And unfortunately, I haven't been to the Animal Kingdom, I just know it exists there. They were cursed when they attacked and killed the protectors, but Francisco had enough and stopped them, which means he didn't actually get turned into a weird hybrid of the forest and the jungle. Is Francisco, but also the skipper. On the ride, each cruise has a skipper who has these semi-rehearsed lines and is given a book of puns and phrases to use as they go around the ride. These are the terrible puns and jokes that Skippy says, and the backside of water, Hippo, and the scary locals are all from the ride. There is actually a really cool behind the scenes of the ride and a bit of the movie as well on Disney Plus, which I really recommend checking out. The skipper on the ride did used to shoot a gun to scare away the animals, but this was taken away in 2010, which I guess that kind of fits. The port and town built by Francisco is identical to the ride's boat launch. As well as this, we also have the restaurant where they eat was pretty much also in Disney as well. And the adventures of Lily and her brother kick off as she finds an arrowhead and maps from someone called Dr. Albert Falls. Now, he is in the story of the ride, and he's a bit of a joke, and his backstory grew in 2015 with additions to the queue kind of bric-a-brac that are around. Also updated more recently was his daughter took over, and she was Alberta Falls. I'm sure you can get the joke there. He founded Jungle Navigation Limited, which can be seen briefly in the port in the movie. And funny enough, there is a restaurant named after the skipper in the park, which serves not a piranha, which is what our skipper offers Lily later in the movie. The antagonist, Prince Joachim, I can never pronounce that name, was also based on a real person, but his story is vastly different as he ended his life at the age of 29 after the fall of the German royal family. Skipper's rival here, Nilo, has a cockatoo who is Rosita the cockatoo from the show Let the Birdies Sing at the Enchanted Tiki Room, also in Adventureland. Later we see the trader Sam, one of the native people of the area, who works with Francisco to actually make money out of the tourists and take advantage of them. Trader Sam was a real part of the ride, but was removed due to it being deemed very culturally insensitive and a poor depiction of natives. This was around the time they removed a lot of the creepy parts of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride as well. Trader Sam is in the movie and also wore Jack Whitehall's hat, which was a nod to the character wearing a top hat. The submarine from the movie also resembles another ride from Disney. It looks very, very much like the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. This was a book by Jules Verne and adapted with great success by Walt Disney. The sub was a ride that got shuttered in 1994. It was still there when I went in 1997, which was pretty cool. Although I can't see myself going anywhere other than Disneyland Paris for a long time due to the eye-watering costs of flights from the UK. Also, there is naturally references to the movie The African Queen, which inspired the movie, and also the ride was inspired by Disney true life documentaries of the 1940s. In the movie, Lily uses an early video camera, which was a shock to Francisco, and this scene plays homage to the ride and those movies' origins. In a reverse, the ride has now been updated to feature the map from the movie, a conquistador helmet, and also clothing from the cast can be seen in these updates, but I would class these only as minor Easter eggs as they were updated for the movie. The movie was a superb addition to Disney's unending collection of movies, and while I was initially hesitant at the idea of a movie based on a ride, it was on par with the Pirates of the Caribbean in bringing a ride adaptation to the big screen. One criticism I had was that the explanation of the curse was a bit odd and how the cursed conquistadors became the grim hybrids of what they were attached to. They looked very cool, but the ending felt a bit convenient that Lily used the petal to save Frank and she's given another one, but it was a nice ending as he gives his life there, but he gets to live his life in London and learn to drive a car. But that is it for this video. Please do drop a like down below. Do subscribe with notifications on if you want more from us. And I will be back tomorrow for a Rick and Morty video. And I'm preparing some content for next week. So there won't be daily uploads this week. But I will see you soon and goodbye.